Hey, Tony Gaskins here in the hotel room, and want to share something with you that I was thinking about, interesting in a relationship, and how when you in a relationship, how you have to be in control of your mind, be in control of your mindset. You know, I was on set, and we shooting a little film project, so make sure you locked in to the YouTube channel, because I'm gonna release it here on YouTube later this year, hopefully. And so I was on set today, and I'm on set all day, and probably around 9, I text my wife. She had texted me earlier, and she said I just put I just put Tatum down to bed. And my other son, my oldest son, he has practice at like 9 a.m. So I know she made him go to bed too. And my wife, she didn't text me back. And then I text her, just texting a stream of conscience. She didn't text me back. And so at that moment, you know, the devil started to come in, start to mess with you. Oh, you say you was out of town online. Her ex-boyfriend probably wrote her. The one from high school or the one from freshman year of college probably wrote her, said, hey, what's up? And she might be talking to him. She might be on the phone with him. And, she put the boys to bed. You think she let a man in there? And she in there cheating? So that's what the adversary gonna do. That's what your negative self-talk is gonna do. Now here's the thing. You then have to think about, who are you with? Now you gotta ask yourself, did I pluck this woman off of a pole? Did I get this woman from out of an industry where she was a scammer, a hustler, you know, she lie and deceive for a living? You got to ask yourself that. And then you have to ask yourself, how long have I been with this woman? How well do I know this woman? And so as you're going through this, if you chose the right woman, you coming back to your senses. Now, it's women and men who are 100% faithful to their partner. Some people even faithful to a cheating partner. And people could tell you stories of being 100% faithful and being accused of cheating by their significant other to no end. And they're like, what in the world? Like, when have I given you any inclination that I would cheat on you? Like, what in the world? And then you have to remind yourself, okay, Tony, you 100% faithful to your wife. You treat her like a queen. You see women that's being beat on, being cheated on, being dogged out, and they still faithful to their man. Do you really think your wife gonna be with you 14 years and have 2 kids with you and be the woman that she is and be cheating on you, and you've given her no reason to cheat? Let's be realistic. So I'm sharing this with men because I want every man to know and understand that the adversary don't care who you are, don't care how long you've been married. He gonna plant them thoughts. He gonna plant them thoughts to make you uneasy. When I used to be on the road all the time, my wife would do that all the time. And when I would be home, I started to notice that when my sons go to bed, my wife would come to bed And my wife all the time falls asleep laying on top of her phone, all her clothes on, her jewelry on. Like, she be that tired, she be that exhausted if she had an early night before, and then she have to wake up. She'll get woke up out the blue, and then she'll realize, okay, wow, man, let me like come to my senses. Like, she'll just knock out for like an hour, and then she realize, okay, I need to take this makeup off, I need to shower, I need to take the jewelry off, and then she'll come to. And I see her still to this day, because you know how the body is. If anybody wake up at 5 a.m., if you wake up at 5 a.m., if you go into bed some of those nights, if some of those nights you go into bed even 11, 12, some nights like on Sunday, if it's a whole lot to get ready, my wife may go to bed 1 a.m. So when you go to bed 1 a.m. and you gotta wake up 4 hours later because you get up at 5 to, she get the boys, whatever, she get herself ready, which she got a 1,000,000-step face routine, and then after that, gotta get dressed, and she try to put herself together, put on a nice outfit. Even though she's dropping them off, she want to look presentable. And she get to walk with my younger son. She get to walk him through school now. So she put on a nice, decent little outfit. And she cooked them breakfast every morning. So chicken biscuit, sausage biscuit, turkey bacon with bagel, turkey bacon and eggs. Like, she make them a hot breakfast every morning. And sometimes she got to pack their lunch, got to iron their clothes if she didn't get to do it. So it's a lot that she's doing, and a lot of times off 4 hours worth of sleep. And then right now, when my sons went back to school, what happened is with no mask, it's no mask where we at. And so none of the kids got on masks. My oldest son, his immune system is weak, so he get the sniffles, go to coughing, go to sneezing. He ride in the car 2 hours a day with my wife. So now my wife go to coughing, go to sneezing. My youngest son, he go to coughing, go to sneezing. Not all three of them coughing and sneezing. My immune system, I don't be in the car with them as much. I'm in the car. Well, I'm in the car about 2 hours a day too, but going to practice. But my immune system different though than theirs. And so I don't really get sick. All them sick right now, I'm not sick. And so my wife been tired these last few days. Like, we trying to finish up the helping parents course for y'all, but my wife's sick. So and that's another reason why I don't be trying to get her to work and work in this right here, because that's not her calling, that's not her purpose, and she focused on them kids. And so now she doing a course because so many people kept asking, can your wife do a course on parenting? She finally agreed to it, and now y'all see why she don't do this stuff, because she can't be consistent with it, because her focus is them kids. And so she fall asleep so fast a lot of times. And so people say to me, well, Tony, why you don't get up and take them to school? My wife is not that type of woman. If that's her role, like if that's her thing, y'all got to realize I'm serving the whole world. This is my purpose. This not my wife's purpose. So she say, if that's your purpose and you here every day in the house, you providing for the family, let me take and get up and take the kids to school, pick the kids up. Then when I come home, do homework with them and cook, you take them to soccer practice. And so we split up, and that's how she want to split her up. She want to do the dishes. She want to do the laundry. She want to do the bulk of the cleaning. That's what she want to do. I got a strong, independent woman. I can't overstep my boundaries. When I used to try to cook, I used to try to do something, she'll get upset with me. and she'll come sit me down and say, get out the way. And so I said, hey, I'm not gonna step on her toes. I'm gonna let her do what her heart wants to do. And so a lot of times she be running on fumes, and she'll get back from dropping them off, and to God be the glory. And this is why I give so much shout outs to single mothers who don't have a husband that can pay the bills, because I couldn't imagine if my wife if she was given this amount of energy and then she had to go punch somebody's clock. And so I get it when single moms can't get up and make a hot breakfast, or they running on fumes and they hate their job, but they can't give all that energy, because I get it, because I get to see my wife and how tired she be without having to punch somebody's clock. And so, you know, and rightfully so, you got to give credit where credit is due. Now she's able to go above and beyond as a mom, because she don't have to go work for somebody else. She could just work in our companies doing, you know, emails or administrative work. But even with that, you know, it's time she'll get behind 200 emails, because it's the boys' season, and I got to step in there, and I got to do customer service and answer these 200 emails. So when y'all write in to support and the answer is a little rude, it's a little short, you talking to me, because the energy is different when the CEO doing customer service, because I don't have the time and the patience. So y'all right in there with foolishness and these million requests, and it be your fault, I be ready to snap. Whereas when my wife or my assistant doing it, then you gonna get a little more patience. So y'all understand, when you get going off on, even though it's a assistant name on there, you talking to me. Just going, hey, Mr. Gas, I'm sorry that you got to be doing customer service right now. You know, please forget, I know you busy. You about to do a live right now? Yes, I am. So let's get this situated. So this what I had to do. I'm sitting in a hotel right now. I'm in a whole nother state. And this another thing with a relationship that I want women to understand too, that your man could be in a whole nother state. And if this man, like my wife, she could be like, you in another state. You could be cheating. You know women in that city. You know, you got clients in that city. Like, you could be cheating. Is my husband cheating? Like, my wife could be up. Call me when you leave set. Call me when you get to the hotel room. I remember I had a client, a male client, and he was like, man, look. He was like, man, he's like, I got to get on FaceTime. He was like, man, I got to FaceTime my girl when I'm on the road. And I got to go in, and I got to show her. I got to show her the closet. I got to show her the bathroom. Show her the whole room. Show her the closet. Now how do this look? What I'm doing? I got to show her under the bed. Look, can't get under the bed. Show me behind the chair. Show me behind them curtains. Open them curtains up. Show me behind them curtains. Now how that look? It's men that have to do that. My wife could be up requiring that. But she at the house, she sleep like a baby. And I used to ask her, I used to say to her, I said, baby, I'm on the road. You not answering your phone at 9:30, 10 o'clock. Why aren't you answering your phone? I fell asleep. She said, I fell asleep. She said, I was sitting there, I was waiting on you to call me. She said, the next thing I know, I woke up 4 o'clock in the morning. So when I go to sleep, when I wake up tomorrow, because I like to sleep in, And our personality is totally different in that. When I wake up tomorrow, I'm going to have a text from my wife from like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., or when she wake up. And it's going to be, sorry, I fell asleep. Fell on my phone. I slept on my phone. And so when I'm home, I got to see this several times, throughout the years. And I said, man, she really be doing that. Like, she'll come in the room and she be done, took her shower and got ready for bed, but the boys might still be up, and she go put them to bed. She'll come in the room and she'll go to laying down, and she'll do like this right here. And as soon as her head do this, she be gone. I be like, how in the world can somebody go to sleep like that? Can somebody fall asleep like that? And every night when we go to bed, she falls asleep in 5 minutes. And it's because she be up so long in the day. And when I was getting up at 5 a.m. every day, I was the same way. 9 o'clock, middle of the day, I got to take me a nap. Yesterday, I woke up like 4:30 a.m., 5 a.m. Middle of the day, probably about 5 o'clock or something, 5:30. I fell asleep. And so I get it when my wife be like that. But see, I got to remind myself of that. So my wife, when she home, she have to, if she ever went to thinking I was cheating, which never once have my wife said, are you cheating? Show me your room. And I remember asking her one time, I said, listen, I'm on the road. I don't look like the bubble gum on the bottom of the shoe. Now, yeah, I can't get any woman, but I could go outside and pick me up a scraggler now. So why you not on my phone? Why you ain't worried about me cheating? Like, why you don't stay up until I get to the room to make sure I'm in the room alone? And this when I started my career. And she said to me, because if you stupid enough to cheat at this stage in our relationship, that's your loss. I said, boy, I said, I don't know if I was born in the wrong month. I know y'all be believing in all that stuff. I said, but Lord, give me that peace. Give me that kind of peace. And then after I asked for it and after I saw her peace, I said, you know what? I'm finna be the same way. At the end of the day, yes, everybody's a human. Everybody capable of something. But I took that same approach. She say, if you stupid enough to cheat, that's your loss. So I borrowed that from her. And in my head, I say, if she's stupid enough to cheat, that's her loss. But it's like, when you know you want love, and when you know your spouse wants love, then it's like, what sense do it make to cheat? When people are desperate for love, when people fighting, clawing, praying, crying out to God for love, like, what sense does it make to cheat when love is becoming a scarce commodity? Like, it's becoming harder and harder to come by. So it's like, what sense does it make to cheat? Because it's like, I could cheat on my wife and it would be 1,000 men lined up to be a stepdaddy. Because the woman that she is, it ain't every day that you meet a woman with her mindset. And the man that I've become, if she cheated on me, I would be able to move on and find somebody else because I've intentionally separated myself from being and behaving like a grown boy. And so we both understand this. So we both know what we have, and we don't want to risk that. We don't want to lose that. And so it's just common sense. It's logic. And this is something that we get away from in relationships. We get in these relationships, and then we lose our common sense. And we go to blaming our partner, accusing our partner of cheating. And it's like they have no reason to cheat. And you don't really process and say, like, okay, what? Why would they cheat again? And then if they've cheated in the past, then you have to shift your mindset and say, well, guess what? I done gave them another chance. I done forgave them. If they do it again, that's their loss. They would never, ever talk to me again. But I can't live a prisoner to their past mistakes. I can't be a prisoner to insecurity, to stress, to worry. Can't be a prisoner to it. And so you tell yourself that. And so now, for several years now, when I'm on the road and I can't reach my wife, the Lord is giving me peace. The Lord is giving me peace because the devil try to play on your mind, try to make you think like, oh, no, she ain't who you think she is. No, she capable of it. No, you done caught her in little lies before. She could lie about this. The devil try to play on you. But you got to be able to speak common sense to yourself. Remind yourself of your self-worth, your self-love. Remind yourself that if they do something like that crazy, that's their loss. Now, I'm sharing this message for the people who are succumbing to the negative self-talk. I don't need y'all in the comments, Tony, your wife will never cheat on you. Why would you even think? I'm telling you, I'm not thinking that. I'm telling you what the devil try to say and how he'll try to trip you. I don't think my wife will cheat. I know my wife ain't gonna cheat. And because I know she'll leave me before she get ready to cheat in a real way now. And so I don't need y'all, and I'm not talking about literally me. I'm sharing this because I know how many people are ruining their relationship over insecurity and being so scared that they're being cheated on and pulling cheating accusations out of thin air. And instead of it just being a thought, they verbalize it and turn it into a whole argument, and then actually get mad, get upset, and end up giving their partner a silent treatment, or end up arguing to the point that they got to take a break from the relationship, or end up cheating because they have convinced themselves in their mind that their partner is cheating. And I talk to so many men who say the same thing. I cheated on her just in case she was cheating on me. I didn't want to be, this is what men say, I didn't want to be faithful to her and then find out she cheating on me and I'm looking like a dummy. So I cheated so I could have an ace in the hole. This is what I hear men say now. And I'm like, wow, that's the place we've come to. That's the state of mind that we live in. And it's sad. It's sad. It's crazy. And so that's why I'm sharing this, just to show you a real life example of being on the road and being in a situation where I could be cheating on my wife and she's sound asleep. She could be cheating on me and I can't reach her. But having the wherewithal and the confidence and the self-love and the self-respect to be able to speak positivity to myself and over my situation and not let the devil have a home in my head to cause strife in my relationship. Because I remember when this first happened a few times, I literally would be fire hot because I'm gonna be like, I'm on the road, you know, you need to keep the phone on loud, man, something could happen to me. And your phone on silent. And then she showed me this thing, which we don't pay no, we don't believe in it, but you know how some of this stuff be true about your birth month. And she showed me this thing about a Libra, because she a Libra. And it's crazy because she be like that. But it was talking about like, call me if you need me. And then it had the phone on do not disturb, airplane mode. And that's how my wife's phone be. Like, I done taught her how to put me on the emergency thing to where when I call her, it'll ring through. But I just text her. I'm not gonna call her because I know she in the house. I see her last text. I just put Tayden down to bed. So I know she in the house. I know she's safe. And I know how her body is. And here's the thing. This the crazy thing. This the crazy thing. My wife be tired, but she's so in love with me that when I'm home, she don't want to go to sleep. She don't want to go to sleep. Like, she want to stay up as long as possible. So like 10:30, I'm like, baby, go to bed. But she just want to lay there, and she'll be reading a book and just watching TV with me. And then, but when I'm gone, she clean every inch of the house. When I'm home, she don't like cleaning like that, cause she like being around me and being with me. But when I'm gone, she would clean every inch of the house. I said, babe, why you clean when I'm gone? She said, that's keep me busy. She said, give me something to do. It keep me busy when you gone. Cause she was like, really, truthfully, I be missing you. And then I realized when you gone, how much I like being around you. And I believe it though. And I believe it. Now I could sit there and tell myself again how the devil work. I could tell myself, oh, that's cap. Here you go. What? All right. What you want? What you want on ChristianDior.com? Yeah, right. And this what men will do. And a woman could be genuinely in love and trying to express her love, and we as men will put a guard up and we will block her love because we don't feel worthy of love, and we won't let her love us when she's trying to fall in love. She's in love, and she's trying to let us know how crazy she is in love over us. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but how deeply in love she is. And as men, we will block her because we struggle believing in love and believing that it's real. Because oftentimes as men, we don't give that level of love because we didn't receive it from the people in our life, because men are raised to be tough, to not cry, to not show emotions. So a lot of times people won't give us hugs and kisses growing up. So we grow up callous and cold. And when we meet the woman who could be the woman of our dreams, we will turn her into a nightmare because we won't let her love us. We won't let her fall in love, and we won't accept that love that she's trying to give us, and we'll block it. And see, that's the mistake. That's the mistake. And so when I started to look at it and pay attention, I'm like, you know what? My wife really in love. Like, I just started to notice and pay attention. Like, this woman will go to the end of the earth and back for me. Like, it's nothing that she wouldn't do for me other than compromise her self-worth and self-respect. Now, if I went to my wife and said, hey, baby, I was thinking about having a threesome. You'll have a threesome with me? If I was serious, it'll be, I have divorce papers within 30 days from my wife. Point blank period. Or she wouldn't say a word to me until I went to therapy and got my head checked. Got my life in order. I guarantee you, I might do it. I might set up a camera just so y'all could see a real woman in action. But I can't prank my wife like that now, because it's an emotional toll, and I act too good. I be acting. You know, I know how to act. Y'all know I know how to act now. I can act now. So I can't do that. But I already know, because I know her. I already know how she is. And sometimes I do it to play with her. We was in the Maldives. I was like, hey, baby, we over here in the Maldives. You want to try the hookah? Because I never had no hookah. My wife never had no hookah. She said, no, boy, I don't try no hookah. We was in Jamaica with my partner, with my business partner, and people over there was smoking weed and they was selling it. I said, baby, you want to try weed over here? I've never tried weed. She said, no, I don't try no weed. And when I said it seriously, like, I'm joking, but I'm saying it serious, just to test her, to see, like, will she compromise her values for me? And she said, no, I already knew that, but I just got my little kick out of it. And then she knew I was joking. I'm like, girl, I'm just playing. I just went, hey, I wanted to test you now. Nah, I ain't finna go all the way through and just really press it, really press it, because I might press, and then she might doggone give in. And I'm like, hold on now I got to divorce you. You smoke weed? I got divorced. You ain't be no weed smoker. You know, oh, you'll give in to the threesome. Oh, I got divorced. You ain't who I thought you were. So, but no, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. And this one thing, when I'm talking about my wife, let me tell you something. If you want the privilege of being able to comment on this channel, do not put your 2 cents in the comments about my wife. If it's to the contrary, if it's anything negative, oh, Tony, your wife might cheat on you. You don't know. Oh, Tony, your wife would have a threesome. Or your wife would smoke weed. Listen, I will have somebody at your house and sending you to meet the Lord. I do not play about my wife. I done blocked so many people with the little slick comments about my wife. I do not play about my wife. And I don't care who you is. If I was in person with you, you'll lose all your teeth. I do not play about my wife. I put that on my life. I do not play about my wife. So listen, anytime y'all hear me talk about my wife, don't speak on my wife. Don't say nothing about my wife. Don't give now opinion about my wife. If it ain't finna be praise of your wife is a queen, your wife is amazing, your wife is this, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Because I'll block you so fast, and I'll block the second account you make, the third account. I'll be blocking you every day, and it won't bother me a bit. I'll be having a block party 365 days a year, 3 times a day. I will hire somebody and give them access to my YouTube, and their sole job is to log into my YouTube on a secure Wi-Fi in their house and read the comments all day long to block and destroy anybody who speak negative about my wife. Because listen, I don't play about that. But I share this right here to help people understand the reality of a relationship. And some people don't get it. Some people like, oh, all Tony do is talk about himself. That's all I can do because I live with me. I can't tell nobody else's story. I got to tell my story. So I share my life, my story, my experiences to help others. But we have people in the world that's so ignorant that they will take what you tell them, what they would not otherwise have known, and then try to use it against you as if they got this information on their own. And it's like, if I'm telling you, then I got it under control. If it was something I needed to hide, if it was a problem, I wouldn't be talking about it on the internet. So that's why I need people to understand. Y'all forgive me going on that tangent now, but I be having to get people together. Because sometimes people mean well and just don't know no better. And so that's who I be really talking to. Like the idiots, the trolls, I get it. I could tell when somebody trolling, so they just blog. I know they ain't, but sometimes people mean well and just don't know no better. So that's why I had to get y'all together sometime. So listen to me. 14 years of marriage, the devil still try to play on my mind. He may still try to play on my wife mind, but she more emotionally intelligent than me. So where I may get weak enough to ask a question about it, she gonna deal with it in her head, and I never know if the devil tried to make her think something. I never know. Because I have clients who have lived very active lifestyles. You know, women clients who have, you know, had their fair share of escapades with high-profile men. I have clients that if y'all knew this woman was my client, you would be judging me. And you would be, oh, Tony, you coach her? Yeah, I coach anybody who trying to be better, who trying to get better, who trying to grow. And one of the things that God has called me to is to be an influencer to influencers. So even when I'm not doing one-on-one coaching, I still have clients who have millions, like over 2 million, over 5 million, over 10 million followers on Instagram, that they have my phone number and I have to be there for them in the trenches because I understand the spiritual attack on their life because of what they're in. And it's times that I have had celebrity clients fly me, women clients, fly me out to their city, meet in a hotel with their assistant or whoever, sign a non-disclosure agreement, and we have a coaching session. I could never speak those people's names. You can only guess, and I could never say. But when I do that, my wife could say, you sure you ain't sleeping with her? You sure you don't like her? You sure you ain't attracted to her? You sure she ain't trying to hit on you? And that never come out my wife's mouth. And it's idiots to say, oh, because she got her something. She got her something. But that ain't the truth, because I'm with my wife all the time. I got her phone all the time. She got my phone all the time. I used to play the game at the highest level. Ain't nobody finna be cheating right up under my nose and get away with it. I know what it looked like. I used to do it. The girlfriend I was with before my wife, I was out there. I know what it looked like. But you'll have men that believe that. They will look at a Cherie Gaskins, see how she carry herself, read a woman's influence, know that I know the game, know that I done played the game, and still think and believe that my wife having a whole affair on me. It's men that believe like that, and that's why they can't have a relationship. That's why they can't be faithful to a woman, because they can't believe that a woman can be faithful. That's why they can't fall in love. That's why they can't give their heart to a woman, because they can't believe that a woman can be faithful. And it's all in the mind. It's women who cannot believe that a man will be faithful, so those women sabotage every relationship. They run the man off because they're accusing him for cheating from day one, just because they've been cheated on before. So now they got a man who is God-fearing. He's a good man. He's responsible. He got morals. He got values. And they will accuse this man of cheating. They will accuse him of looking at other women, accuse him of looking at butts, accuse him of flirting when he's being nice to the waiter. Smile at the waiter, ask her name, thank her for her service, and the woman will, this man's girlfriend will go off on him in the car, curse him out, call him every kind of name in the book. You was cheating. You was flirting with her. If I wasn't there, you would have asked her for her phone number. And literally, the man had no bad intentions. But the woman brought her past trauma, her past pain into the situation. And this is what happened in our relationships. And this is what breaks down our relationships: insecurity. For a relationship to be strong and for it to last, you have to be confident. You have to be sure of yourself. You gotta know who you are. And guess what? If you've ever been humbled in life, if you've had crooked teeth in life, if you've been overweight, if you've had acne, if you've had any type of disability, any type of special needs, any type of heartbreak, any type of breakup, if you've had anything in life that has humbled you, you will have to battle in your mind with your confidence, with your insecurity, with your self-esteem every day. When I was in middle school, I had acne because I didn't have a face routine. And my mama, she wasn't on me like my wife is on my sons. My mama wasn't on me like that. So I could not take baths. My parents wouldn't know, not wash my face. My parents wouldn't know because they wasn't really on me like that. Hygiene wasn't a thing. And so I wasn't always showering. I wasn't washing. I definitely wasn't washing my face when I did take a bath because I wasn't taught to do that. That's something that with knowledge and stuff, you get taught. And then we bathed with Dial soap. Back then we had Dial soap, so it's like that bad for your skin. So sometimes I wouldn't put it on my face. My face be so dry and peeling because I didn't have a face routine. My parents didn't have the knowledge of wash your face with this. And then, yeah, they got Noxzema and stuff later once my face broke out. But now, face broke out. The thing that cleared my face up is a thing called Panoxabar. I had to go to the dermatologist because I was so traumatized because here I was, this star athlete, and I was, you know, a decent looking guy, but I was the only guy with this acne, and my skin just predisposed to it because my mom had acne. My sister got acne, and she got a face routine. Her daughter got acne, and she got a face routine. I think it's some people's skin type, or whatever skin type or blood type, or certain mixtures in your bloodline. If you see sometimes people who biracial, some people who got certain mixes of races of genetics, they predisposed to, you know, acne, like oily skin, and they literally could wash their face 3 times a day and their face still breaking out. And so I went to the dermatologist and he prescribed a Panoxabar, and I put that on there every day, and it took my skin off. It killed all this skin. The skin turned black, and I could peel it off. So I was able to peel off a layer of skin up under my eyes, over my eyelids. It literally took off a layer of skin. And so where I had all the little black dots, all the blemishes, it peeled them off. It like took off that layer of skin, and then it gave me this skin here that I got up under here. And then I just had to maintain this. So that's why you don't see, like, you know, a whole bunch of, you know, acne, because that Panoxabar in my teen years helped me with that. And so, but that made me very insecure. It made me insecure. Then I'm 5'10". So the guys who get all of the girls are over 6 foot. You know, my wife's ex before me is 6'4". And so that came out, you know, when I first met her. So I was insecure about that because I thought she really cared about that. And my wife was like, I don't care about that. She was like, you care about that. She was like, because you want a woman that's 5'4". You like a woman that's 5'4". And she wasn't lying, because a woman that's 5'4" made me feel like more of a man at 5'10", because so many women make a big deal about height. But my wife is 5'8", and when she put on heels, she an inch or 2 taller than me, and because I'm 5'10". And that would make me so insecure, because I knew women, and so many women would be like, oh, you short. And they would literally be like 5'3", and calling me short at 5'10". I'm like, I'm 7 inches taller than you. I could stand on your head, and you calling me short? But that traumatized you. And so that's why we got these guys on these podcasts. A lot of these guys that's on these podcasts, it's something in their life that they've been traumatized over by women, and now they hate women. And so that insecurity, I had to battle that, because if we watching TV and this guy come on and he got an 8-pack and he's 6'2", I'm sitting there, and in my head, the thought gonna be, I wonder if my wife attracted to him. And she might think he handsome. But then, okay, and so then I thought to myself. I thought to myself, and see, the Lord will give you something to bring it back home. And this was the thought when this used to happen to me. The Lord said, Tony, you were way more promiscuous than your wife. You were way more out there than your wife. when you met your wife, she didn't know how to do nothing. She was so green in that area. Tony, you know your wife was not promiscuous. She ain't know nothing, no tricks, no nothing. So Tony, this was being said in my head. When you look at the TV and you see a beautiful woman, what do? You say, she's pretty, and that's that. You don't think about marrying her. You don't think about being with her. And you actually are looking at the guy because you're trying to see what shoes he got on. What is fashion looking like? So Tony, if you was a hot thought in the streets and your mind is not sitting and you're not salivating over this woman that you see in public or on TV, what makes you think your wife, who was prudish and did not like doing anything sexual, did not want to be sexual, what make you think that type of woman is sitting there licking her chops over this guy? So I had to come back to reality. I did not pluck this woman off the street corner. I did not pluck this woman off the pole. I did not pluck this woman out of a pornography. I did not pluck this woman out of a promiscuous lifestyle. So why would I let my mind go into all of this unrealistic stuff? But this is what we do as humans every day. And we create this whole narrative in our mind about our partner. Now, imagine if my wife was at home right now playing a mind game and she wasn't asleep, but she didn't want to be reached by me so that I would be wondering what she's doing. Some women are doing that. Some men are doing that. If my wife was doing that right now, and I'm using us as an example, she would be losing. Because it's after midnight here, and I'm up serving my purpose. I'm up working in my purpose. I could be watching pornography right now. I could have another girl in this room right now. I'm serving my purpose. And this is probably, if you ask any man in the world, this is probably the lamest thing that a man could be doing right now. Guys like, what? I'm pretty sure a lot of men would be like, what? You on the road by yourself? Boy, it's your time to get it in. Boy, it's your time to live life, boy. Put something nasty on that TV. But see, I'm on here to where even if I wanted to do that, my spirit would be so convicted from talking about it that I wouldn't be able to do it. But I have no desire to do it. When I get off here, I'm going to sit here and go and watch it on TV. I sit here and watch this here, these fighters and ESPN, lay here till I fall asleep. Tomorrow is Saturday. I'm going to sleep in. And I may wake up, get up, go urinate, come right back to the bed, get back in the bed until I go to set. And I'll be to set until I go to the airport to fly home. And then, guess what? When I'm flying home, I'm getting up the next day to fly back out to go to a boxing match. My wife, you know, she don't want to go because I got to come back on Sunday because the boxing match is on Sunday. I got to come back on Monday. The boxing match is on Sunday at 8 p.m. And I really wanted to go. So my wife said, go ahead. Go. Like, that's for your mental health. Like, you serve the world. You take everybody else's problems on you. You need an outlet. Like, go. And my wife was like, I don't need to go because I don't have to carry the load that you carry. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm feeling good. Like, you do that. So she is okay with me going. Now, deep down, it's like, I really don't want to go because I could stay home and watch it on pay-per-view. But I'm trying to live more to get this here stress off of me. Not stress, but like the burden of the whole, what to me feels like the whole world be pulling on me, pulling on me, pulling on me. And everybody, all these questions I'm answering in the Instagram Q&A, it gets heavy. And so I gotta move around and do some things to just have a release, have an outlet. Otherwise, I will go crazy. And I seen it today with this site. It's like my site, mymentor.life, for coaches. But this other site is for therapists. And these therapists have clients, but the client could text them anytime, unlimited. And when I read that about the company, I said, who is going to be the therapist for the therapist? Because I know what it feels like for people to all be asking me questions all the time about all their drama, all their pain, all their life. I'm like, if people had unlimited access to me on an app to where I got to answer their questions every second of the day, I go crazy. I go crazy. I started a website, that AskTonyGaskins.com. I mentioned it. This is probably my third time mentioning it. Oh, mentioning them a couple times. I had so many questions come through there. I done tried to close the site 2 or 3 times, but I don't know how to close it. I don't know how to do that type of coding. And a company in India built it. And I'm scared that if I, being that they in another country, I'm scared that if I go to them and say, hey, can y'all close this site? I'm scared that in a month, I will forget to go check it and they still have it open and they just change the payments and it's going somewhere else. So I'm just gonna leave it open. I'm like, I started it, I'm gonna leave it open. When people go there, you know, it's less people going there now, of course, and I don't promote it. I just said it right here, just making a point. But even being paid, because to ask a question on AskTonyGaskins.com, you gotta pay. Even being paid to answer a question is draining. So I thank God for my wife. And one of my clients, she said this to me. I told her I was coming to shoot this, and I told her I was going to the thing because we were supposed to have a session. I said, I'm gonna be out of town. And she said, I love the fact that you and your wife could be so comfortable with each other and so supportive that you can do life and like live life and have self-care, and y'all not be smothering each other or, you know, all over each other. Like she was saying, she admires the fact that my wife will let me. Speaking of this, my wife texts me right now. What I told y'all, and see if I click to it, it's gonna cut the video off. But she I guarantee I'm finna go to it, and I'll tell you what the text say. She gonna say, I got in the bed, I fell asleep to the thing, and I just now woke up. And I sit at home and watch her do this. She'll pass out, and then a couple hours later she wake up and be like, oh, what happened? But it's from getting up 4:35 a.m. every day. For those y'all who do it, you know what it feel like. Unless you go to bed at 9 or 9:30, if you still staying up the next night till midnight, you know what it feel like. But this my wife texting me, so I'm about to text her back real quick. God bless y'all. We'll talk soon.